welcome into the show. Good to see you guys.
Thank you, Rusty. It's good to see you too.
All right, we got in the house. We got Chad.
Hello. Present in the building.
You got Danimal over there.
Howdy.
Steve-O.
I'm getting out of my thumb screws right now so I can join this podcast.
What does that mean?
We got thumb screws in the dungeon, Rusty. We got thumb screws in the dungeon.
There we go.
Ouch.
And as you just said, and Rusty here. So we're going to kick this show off with some long branch from Wild Turkey.
Ooh.
Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, Oak and Texas Mesquite Charcoal Refined. Now, what we got here is a little Matthew McConaughey is the spokesman for this.
Oh,
All right.
oh, he is.
Party at the Moon Tower.
Hey, Matt.
Everybody's going to be there. So, anyway, we're talking, what do we got here? 86 proof. So, a little lighter than some of the ones we've done.
Yeah, well, but with that name Wild Turkey up on the top, it's usually 101 for the Wild Turkey. So this is, we are leveling down on the turkey.
We are leveling down. This is a small batch.
Oh.
And Matthew McConaughey being Texas, this is going to be a Texas Mesquite flavor with it. So let's see how this one goes. But it should be a smooth sipping whiskey.
Okay, well,
cheers.
I'll be the judge of that. Let it ring. Definitely smooth.
Oh, my goodness.
That's-
yeah, you can get in trouble with that.
That's smooth.
What's up?
You know what's up, everybody? An album review is up. Yeah.
That sounds good. What album are we reviewing?
Well, it's a Sebastian Bach album called Child Within the Man. And speaking of Child Within the Man, Rusty's going to review this one.
I am not going to revive this album.
Sebastian, get out of here.
Dude, you're supposed to be in here. All right, so let's talk about this Sebastian solo album. Child Within the Man, as Dan mentioned. To me, opening track, Everybody Bleeds, is the perfect song to open the album with. And it is even open up a concert with. You know, there's those certain songs that come out of the gate that you just like, ooh, that's a nice punch in the face. Detroit Rock City. Good way to start. So in this one, I thought that was a really great opening song. And then How Do I Get to Lose is a nice anthem type song that you can sing along with. To Live Again is a rockin' ballad song. So it's got a little bit of both, the ballad and the rockin' on it. So I think that's a nice touch with that one. Sebastian still has his pipes. I mean, that dude can sing. To me, he is one of the best that has that vocal range. I mean, who can scream better than 18 in Life and I Remember You? I mean, those things just go on.
There's some notes in those songs.
The writing on the album is strong. The cover art was from his father, actually. Painted these pictures, and he's got these on his album cover now. So it looks
Nice. So he's paying homage.
It is. He is. Yes. Now, the question is, I mean, because he's from Skid Row, I would love to see him back. I'd love to go see their show with him in the band. He wants in, the fans want him in, and Rachel Bowen's nope. He is not going to be in. We are not going to be a band. Who knows? Money talks. Maybe someday that they will be. But onto this album. It's a vibe to me between the first album and Slave to the Grind, somewhere in that kind of mix. So it is a nice back to his playing in Skid Row days. And that's what I want to hear anyway. So like pretty good album. Have you guys, anyone else heard it on here?
Yeah, I've listened to it a few times. I think it feels like a very well-crafted album. It doesn't feel like one of those records that one of those 80s singers without his band put out. It feels like a legitimate record on its own. Great songwriting. Sebastian still has his pipes. A couple songs I liked, Hold On to the Dream and Freedom. Both of those songs I thought had some good, catchy melodies to them.
You know, I am a big Skid Row fan. I am a Sebastian fan. And to me on this album, I think it was a good going back to his early playing days. And I think there could be some more strength on it. But overall, I think it was a good album. I gave it 3.8 shackles.
3.8.
3.8.
Yeah.
I mean, I did have some more decimal points behind that, 3.825, but yes, 3.8 shekels.
Nice.
4x4. 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 4x4.
Okay, our 4x4 is top 4 videos played on the Headbangers Ball. So, I mean, kind of essentially any heavy metal video that's ever been produced. Maybe there were some left out, but we're talking heavy metal videos. Now, me personally, I know that a lot of the rockers put out a lot of videos in our day that were basically just concert videos.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to stay away from videos that were just a performance. And that's not a rule. That's just how I looked at it. How did you guys kind of come up with your 4?
Well, through the Headbangers Ball through the years, it did change.
Yeah.
I mean, when it was Curry or something, was that the right name?
Adam Curry, yes.
And then it went to Ricky Rackman, and then later it got even harder rock. I mean, it was getting harder in heavy metal, whatever. It was got harder and harder. So there was a big variety to choose from.
But I remember there being a lot of the artists were there, and they
the
would be
guests were on set. Yeah.
they were there, and it could have been anyone. And
And it was.
it
Anyway.
was a lot. I remember Wendy O was there a lot, and she seemed to drag Lemmy in a lot.
Well, they
And
recorded this in LA. So
Yeah.
anybody who was
In-
domiciled in LA
was there,
could just pop in.
right?
How cool of a time it was to be alive and look forward to
Yeah.
that show.
It's also during a time where you couldn't just jump on the computer and
Right.
go watch it
You had to-
whenever you wanted or whatever
You
you,
had to
wanted.
tune in at a certain day and time.
Yeah.
It was it. It was Saturday, 10 p.m. to midnight.
Yeah.
There
And if-
was no DVR.
No.
Nope. Yeah.
All right, Rusty, we'll start with you. What's your number 4?
All right, so kind of an odd song to be Headbangers Ball, but Home Sweet Home, Motley Crue, just because of that live feeling of the video that it was, and I thought that was a cool video.
Well, I'm going to
Steve.
take the exact opposite side of this. Number 4 for me is Lemmy riding a Harley out of the grave, killed by death.
Almost the same as
Almost the
Home Sweet Home.
same. Almost the same. That Lemmy, I thought that was the coolest.
Yours is definitely cooler than my pick.
Lemmy riding out of the grave on the Harley.
I didn't even remember that. I mean, there's so many videos that were produced. Once they saw MTV was what it was, then they started really producing videos and making their own stories out of it. So pretty crazy.
Yeah. My number 4 is Welcome to the Jungle.
Nice.
I don't remember a lot of the details of that video, but I remember some of the parts of it flash in my mind. And
There's a lot of flashing in that video,
yes,
actually.
Yeah.
He's in a room and the TVs are
Right.
flashing.
Yeah, maybe
and
that's
different,
what that is. So, but that one has a strong memory for me.
My number 4 is the first video by this band, and it did make an impact. Metallica 1. And it had the theme of the whole gone through war, bouncing back and forth from what's going on with this guy, and the heaviness of the music, and those guys in the room, and the duotone look. And
Yeah.
Metallica 1 is my number 4.
Rolling on, number 3, The Last in Line, Mr. Ronnie James Dio.
Nice.
Cool video. I mean, that's when like stories like you were mentioning
Yeah.
started happening, was the story started coming to life there in that.
It's true. Number 3 for me is Round and Round, Rat.
Man,
Nice.
I've seen that video so many freaking
Oh,
times.
yes.
It seems like at least a piece of it, or they played the heck out of that
Oh,
video.
yes, they did. Yes, they
Milton
did.
Berle.
Well, that was
Uncle Milton.
That was one of the original when MTV came out. Other people had live performances, but it wasn't a video, and they had like the short story, the
Yeah.
movie, within that video there.
And they had Uncle Milty.
They had Uncle Milty
Yes, they
playing two
did.
characters.
That's right.
He was the man and the woman.
For some reason.
My number 3 is Slayer Raining Blood. And it's the version of the video goes in Raining Blood into Black Magic. And like a live. It's a full live performance, but into Raining Blood, they go right into Black Magic, and it's the way the video's cut and everything has a lot of energy.
I'll have to recheck that one out.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, my number 3 is Dio, the Last in Line.
Oh, look at that.
So we got one double already.
Beginning melodic, and then all of a sudden his powerful vocals kick in when the music jumps in. Boom. Number 2 was right back to the beginning of the MTV era, and it was played quite often. A couple of the videos, but I went with Foolin' from Def Leppard. But it was Foolin', Photograph. I mean, it's like
Rock of Ages.
I mean, it was
Those three
same
were
videos almost, you know, the same vein kind of videos, but went with Foolin', you know, when he's anyway, all those videos. You get them mixed up because they're all the same when he's walking down with a sword and the lights are going.
It almost looks like they made them all together, kind of.
Yeah, pretty much.
Produced the same day.
Yeah.
But it's just the memory of it. I mean, that was like a big
For sure.
era right then. So.
All 3 of those, really.
It's true.
Foolin'.
Foolin'. Well, I am going to revisit Motorhead again. The Claw. I know what my claw's for.
All right. Number 2 for me is Pantera, Cowboys from Hell. That's another live one.
Best guitar lick, in my opinion, to start a song out ever.
When you hear that lick, your head just goes, eh? You know, you're like, what is that? Sounds like lightning or something, you know? It sounds super cool. But that was another live performance. So it's them jumping off the stage and stuff, and we're going to take over this town. And
We're taking over this time.
It was very impactful when it came out. My number 2, some may think this is a cheesy video. I always liked the feel and ambience of this video. And I love early Motley Crue. Motley Crue, Too Young to Fall in Love.
This is Road Warrior, Mad Max outfits kind of thing going on.
Yeah, with a little Asian kind of ninja stuff. It's a good video.
Good song, too. So I'm doing a repeat on number 1, and it is going to be Welcome to the Jungle.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
very nice.
Gosh,
Very
we
nice.
did have some
Dan,
reading.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very good. Number 1 for me is Judas Priest, Living After Midnight.
Oh, yeah.
Living After Midnight.
That single shot of them on a stage. It was a live performance, but it wasn't a live performance, just them on a stage.
Yeah. Soundstage performance.
The soundstage performance.
Yeah.
One camera.
That's awesome, though.
I loved it.
All right. Number 1 for me is One.
Oh, okay.
Metallica.
Wow. Another
That makes
double.
sense.
It does make sense.
1 is 1.
That's right. One thing that is kind of cool about that is it offers you an alternate version of the song because it has the clips from the movie interwoven into it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like you get like, here's this version of the song and then here's the album version, you know? So obviously you have the visuals that go along with the video clips. And it was their first video and they got a lot of flack for it, but
No,
they didn't give a crap.
they only got flack not because of how cool it was, but just for the mere fact that they made a
That
video.
they made a video, exactly.
Yeah. All right. My number 1, Kiss, Lick It Up. The video starts off with them marching down the street, but all you do is see the lower part of their legs. You haven't seen them without makeup yet. Well, you saw the unveiling, but you haven't seen them like performing yet. And they're walking down the street, and
Was
then
that
right
with the
before
leg warmers?
I don't know, was there?
I thought so.
right before the chorus, camera flies up, and there you see Kiss performing for the first time without makeup. Wow. So, Kiss, Lick It Up.
Cool concept.
All right, next up, we're going to be talking about why weren't they bigger?
Why weren't they bigger?
We have had some
Again?
great bands, and I just scratch my head and go, why weren't they bigger? And here is one from the British Invasion, Saxon. So, Saxon, English band formed in 1975. I mean, they came over here in the British Invasion, like with
We
the
having a
lights.
drink to Saxon?
Drinks to Saxon. Oh, well, we're going to stop the show right now and go, boom, boom. So with the British Invasion of bands like Judas Priest and Iron Maiden, throughout their career, they have played at some of the biggest shows and festivals like the Download Festival. They've also toured with some of the biggest bands: UFO, Judas Priest, Ozzy, Iron Maiden, Diamond Head, and Uriah Heep. Saxon won the Metal Hammer in 2012 for the Golden God Award. So I'm pretty good for the best UK band. Saxon has 8 UK top 40 albums, 4 top 10 albums, and 2 top 5 albums. 1979 was the first release with Saxon. In 1980, they came out with the Wheels of Steel. They got positive responses from the crowds at the first ever Monsters of Rock. Saxon's 4th album, Denim and Leather, that's my favorite. It's a great song too.
Great album, great song.
Yep.
Did you listen to the radio every Friday night? Did you hang around your local record store?
Saxon has released 24 albums and 2 cover albums. They were much bigger in the UK compared to the US of A, with lots of hits and millions of records sold. 13 million. It's a pretty big deal, but they didn't really hit the Americas like they did over there in Europe. So what do you guys think? Why wasn't Saxon bigger here than they were?
Well,
And they're still playing.
They are still playing. And they just put out 2 records last year.
Saxon for me is a Mount Rushmore band. And they are
What kind of Mount Rushmore? New wave of British heavy metal.
New wave of British heavy metal. Mount Rushmores. On that
Fair.
same Mount
That's
Rushmore. Mount Rushmore. I've got Iron Maiden on there. I've got Judas Priest on there. Yeah.
You have Judas Priest on there?
I do have JP.
Of the new wave of British heavy metal?
I'm in the 80s. I'm an 80s guy.
Well, I mean, this was
but Judas
1975 when Saxon came out, so it's coming. 79.
Yeah, so that's whenever that wave of heavy metal is, that's where I'm at.
Saxon and Judas Priest precedes the new wave of British heavy metal a little bit, but
Okay.
Saxon definitely fell right into that group of those bands. Judas Priest was kind of a godfather of those bands.
Okay, all right, that's
But
fair. That's
it really
fair enough.
kind of started 79, 80.
They're the only band in all of rock and roll, the only band in all of rock and roll that I actually went to a show at Santa Monica Civic sick out of fever.
But you couldn't miss Saxon.
I couldn't miss Saxon. And I left the Saxon show healed. Rock and roll healed me. And that's the only show that
Yeah, you sweat it out.
I did. I was completely.
What kind of whiskey were you sampling that night?
It was Jim Beam.
Ah,
Biff Byford was the man. It's the first dude I ever saw. Full dad, full, well, no. Hey,
You ever seen a grown man naked?
all right. I see where we're going. Full whistle into the mic. Full dad whistle. One of those into the mics, but did it all night. It was a whistle fest.
what?
He had a denim and leather thing going on. We had the power and the glory. We were rocking out, and it was beautiful. Why weren't they bigger? Why weren't they bigger? Why weren't they bigger?
I don't think they toured enough in the United States. That's one thing that an observation that I have personally. I know that they were obviously from Europe and much more popular over there, but we definitely knew who Saxon was. They had a lot of albums out. Yeah, they didn't get that live exposure, and you needed that. You know, we didn't have all those means of seeing what they were up to and who they are and what they're doing. I also always felt like Saxon they didn't quite look right to me.
Well, they look like a badass biker gang, all right on the same line. Well, a little cleaner than Motorhead.
You know the movie with Tim Allen where they ride motorcycles?
Wild Hogs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's the kind of motor guys that Saxon comes off to me.
Not when I saw them. Not when they may now.
They're kind of cool, but you know, they're like not what they're trying to be.
Yeah.
So not like Turbo Lover.
What? I don't even know what you're talking about.
Let's make it with Judas Priest made it in here somehow.
Those would be. I was in that kind of music. They fell right during that time. So I like Saxon. I gave them a shot. I had Power and the Glory and Denim and Leather and Crusader and a lot of their records. But yeah, they just kind of felt like where they were is where they belonged.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I can't see I don't look at Saxon like I look at Y&T. Like Y&T should be up there with everybody.
Well, see,
Saxon to me they don't seem like they're on the same level as Judas Priest or Iron Maiden.
I would put them on the same level as with Y&T. Remember, for me, this is a huge band.
Oh yeah, I know you're a huge Saxon.
So
fan.
Saxon, hey, 13 million albums, no joke.
That's how he's still making his living. Is front and Saxon, Biff Byford.
Yep.
Biff Byford. I'm going to raise my glass high to Biff
Let's raise
Byford.
that glass
Here's to you,
to
Biff.
Biff.
And the boys.
A lot of cheers going
You ever
on.
seen a grown man naked?
This is the featured subject.
All right, our featured subject, guys. Did video really kill the radio star? We came up with our 4x4 of videos that we remembered, impacted us, liked from the Headbangers Ball. But was MTV all good? Did it help or hurt music? Was the exposure worth some of the cheesy identification that came out of some of those videos? What do you think, Rusty?
There was definitely some that hurt the bands, especially looking back at them in a later date. Then you're like, oh my God, what were you guys thinking? But we were all part of it. It was the vibe. It was a scene. But some of it hurt careers and pretty much ended careers. We can say
There's one in particular.
Yeah, there's one in particular that we'll get to. And but on the other side of it, I think it gave so much exposure. It was like the internet, but it was watching TV for the music. I think it helped more than it hurt overall.
I would agree with that. I think it took away some of the mystery. Bands like Zeppelin and Sabbath, there was definitely some mystery there. And so the videos kind of put it on a bigger platform and took away some of that. But I think it did more good for the bands than negative in terms of exposure and getting out to different markets.
What it did in the beginning, and I do remember Buggles that starting out, and video killed the radio star.
Do you remember the second video that was played on
I don't
MTV?
remember the second video, but it's probably Santana.
Nope, it was Pat Benatar.
What it did in the beginning was you created a face with the voice. Now, because we didn't have, you had a magazine that there was a voice, but it wasn't singing to you.
Mm-hmm.
And you had the radio, but you didn't have a picture. And so we were putting those things together, and that was magical at the beginning. It didn't take long for it to become overproduced, and then it turned into something else.
Mm-hmm.
Just if it could have just been radio with the videos,
Well, it's never going to be that.
if it could have been, it could.
Well,
have,
but it can't.
it can't.
You're introducing a whole nother sense, arguably your most powerful sense, into the equation. That changes a lot.
It changes
Because when you listen to a record, your imagination on what you're hearing can go all over the place. When somebody produces a video for it,
That's the only
now
place
it
it
starts
goes.
directing the way you imagine the song.
That's true.
So that could be negative. That could be positive. I know in the 80s, especially when they started producing videos and it was super popular, a lot of those videos were produced and written by people that didn't write the song. So you would have the artist come in and then somebody else would come up with this video concept that had nothing to do with the subject matter of which the song was written about.
Right.
Now, as an artist, I would imagine you would look at that and you wouldn't be happy with that. Now you have taken this song that I created this way. It won't be seen without this image connected to it. But then on the other hand, these same bands you may not have ever heard of without these videos.
Right. And from a positive side of it, it goes back to what I was saying about one, it gave you an additional channel of artistic expression to like add to the equation of what the music was, you know? So if done in the right way, you could enhance
All
the
comes
whole
down
thing.
to the choices, right?
Yeah.
And some did enhance. But a lot of them, especially with those big record company budgets, the band didn't have a say as to what the video was.
That Rock Me Tonight video hurt when he's rolling around on the floor, ripping his shirt off, and that was just
It
weird.
did not depict him in a rock and roll. What you knew about Billy
Right.
Squier. It didn't depict him that way. And I don't know how much he was involved in the decision making or not. Obviously, he chose to physically do it, but I don't know if what he thought about doing it when he heard the concept or how it even came about. I'm sure he regrets
It might
it
have
at
been
this
sold
point.
to him. I think there's probably certain situations
had to have been.
where it was sold in a way that was like made it sound like it was going to be this great thing because of this is the trend and we should go this direction. And there was a marketing person, that convinced him possibly.
Flashdance, that's the thing right now. We
Right.
got to do this.
Yeah.
This Pinto is the best car on the market.
Right. I mean, but then you look at other bands, like Warrant, Cherry Pie is that song that went huge, but it's kind of whatever. I mean,
You mean
that's not their best music.
The video?
Yeah, the video. But I mean, that really
it's a
set
fun
them.
video.
It's a fun video. They put the big old smile on his face when he says, "Put a smile on my face." But I'm just saying, like that video it's a cheesy video.
It's meant to have that fun lightness to it for
But
sure.
it also
Self-aware.
was super popular video
Yeah.
because of it. I'm just saying, like, look back at it now. It's like, well, that's kind of goofy. But at the same time, it did help them a lot. Wingers coming out with their stuff, and you get to see a whole bunch of Winger, and then you got Metallica making fun of Winger, and Beavis and Butthead making fun of Winger, and it helped Winger's career by far. I mean, it definitely got the exposure for him, sold millions of records, and then it also hurt their career. And then he comes back with some new albums, and they're great albums still. Like he's a musician. I mean, that guy's amazing.
Well,
Were you saying-
Winger is filled with great musicians.
yeah, they are.
Kip Winger is a great bass player, great songwriter, great singer, and he never even wanted to be a singer, but he's a great singer. Red Beach is a virtuoso. Paul Taylor, great. Rod Morgenstein on drums. I mean, from the Dixie Dregs. These guys are
Dixie
monster
Dregs.
players.
No joke.
And then you were talking about Round and Round from Rat.
Mm-hmm.
Great video, the concept and everything behind it. But then you go to Wanted Man. I mean, now they're cowboys. Who didn't want to be a cowboy? I mean, they're walking down the street. I mean, it's like
Yeah,
there's
that's
good
cool.
little short stories in those videos. So, I mean, it definitely helped more
Were
than
you
it hurt.
saying too that Billy Squier's music has been sampled more than?
That's what I heard. It's
Okay.
sampled more than any other artist. And he owns the rights to his music. So he's laughing all the way to the bank. So we can say what we want about Rock Me Tonight. It's a good song, bad video, but
Probably
he's getting
not
the last
song
laugh.
that has the
Most sample.
yeah. I mean, it's probably The Stroke. That's a very highly sampled song.
I mean, that whole album was a great album. Don't say no.
Great album. One of my favorites. One of the only cassettes I owned in the early days was Billy Squier, Don't Say No. So he got a lot of plays. That whole album's great. But yes, there was bad choices for sure. There was some cheesy videos. There's a lot of experimentation. You're going to have hit and misses when you're experimenting that much with a new medium.
And it would make sense that a lot of the artists might have just said, we don't want to do concept A. You're just going to shoot us live.
Most of those bands didn't have control over that. Record companies in the 80s were dishing out big dollars.
They were,
And
but
they made the decisions on records,
But there was-
singles,
wasn't there
videos.
just a lot of live? I'm remembering
In the early part of MTV, there was a lot of live videos because it was just taking off. Nobody was spending money on making videos because there was.
so
where
they
was it gonna
just
get played?
had the video
So
that
when
was
it's-
shot at the show.
Exactly. You had a couple bands that had, maybe some more artistic type videos, maybe some psychedelic videos. I remember them playing like old Black Sabbath videos.
Yeah, Paranoid.
That were, looked like it was on some stage set from, some variety show in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
So when it became a medium, you know, and they got to fill 24 hours worth of music. You know, it's a lot easier to grab band footage and start throwing it up, or soundstage stuff where you're just performing, even if you're not in front of an audience, you perform the song. There was a lot of videos like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, as it caught on, money got started getting poured in. It became one of the key marketing aspects of any album release.
Yeah, I think it's funny you mentioned like the variety shows and where did they get the videos from Paranoid. I mean, one of them that stands out to me that was played quite often was Jailbreak from AC/DC. And they're just out on some boulders and, you know, out in this field. I mean, it's so corny.
Yes.
It's so corny. It's awesome. You know,
but that's what they would do. It'd be no different than what we did when we were in our garage kid bands, you know, to have somebody grab a video and just stand somewhere where you think it's cool and capture it. That's what that video was.
Rusty has a video, don't you?
I gotta find it though, man. I don't know where it is.
That's an infamous video on this podcast already.
That's right.
It needs to surface and needs to be seen.
That's right.
Oh, it's bad.
We're hoping so.
Be seen more.
It's gonna be great.
We'll be the judges of that.
So, real quick question for you guys. Is there a video that you can think of besides Rock Me Tonight where the band maybe later regretted it?
I think there'd be a bunch of regrets from it.
Can you think of any specifically that you'd look back and kind of, I mean, probably they all look back and cringe just because of the fashion. If you're looking at it back now.
I mean, what is that? The Winger, Headed for a Heartbreak, whatever that one. Not picking on Winger there, but I mean, it's, to me, it's like pulling your shirt off of your shoulder, and you know, you're kind of the same vein as the Billy Squier
the
look.
Kip Winger sexy move kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, the guy's an amazing musician, and again, we were all guilty of it. That grew up in that time period, so I'm not even well, not all, because Metallica wouldn't be doing that. But I mean, I'm saying like,
Winger was definitely playing on that sex appeal in those videos for sure.
Kip was. I would say maybe is Turbo. I remember that I didn't like that song initially when I heard it because I saw the video first and I was like, it's cheesy. And then I heard it years later, like, so I had time to disconnect from the video some. And then I heard the song. I'm like, this is a cool song.
What year did you see the video?
It probably would have been probably early 2000s because I didn't get really into Priest until later on.
I saw the Turbo video when it was debuted on MTV. And at that time, there were elements of the effects that were, you know, newer.
That were new effects.
Yeah. So I thought it was a cool video.
At the time that I saw it, I think I was just like, it's cheesy. And then
if
some time went by, and
that's like looking at Star Wars right now and going, you know, the special effects are.
Was that the string on the spaceship going across? It wasn't that bad, but
but similar.
I mean, I don't know.
Similar feel.
Would you regret it? It was a part of our lives, and it was a part of their lives when they were playing. So I don't know that. I don't know about word. I mean,
there's got to be maybe not regret. Maybe regret's a little strong of a word, but there's some cringeworthy moments when you look back at it.
Definitely Bruce Springsteen dancing in the dark. I mean, he got Courtney Cox to dance.
Launched her career, right?
You think that he regrets that?
That dance? Yeah.
That's probably the best he can do.
That dance, I think he regrets.
Huge song.
I just saw it a few days ago. He regrets that.
The Dungeon recommends.
All right, guys. That's one heck of a show. Talking videos and music, and that's a lot. This is a rock and roll show. Talking videos.
Look back.
Yeah, it was.
With a lot of rabbit trails.
Anyway, so we're going to talk about what do you got to recommend? Anything, guys? What do you want to talk about?
I got a recommendation.
Steve's got his hand up. Yes. Anyone else? Steve, go ahead.
I got a recommendation. I know I've been recommending Vegas a lot, but I've been spending a lot of time in Vegas. There is a speakeasy in the Cosmopolitan. It's called Cuts and Cocktails. It's a barbershop that's got a rock and roll club attached to the back end.
It is a very cool place.
It is. And when I walked in, I said, I will be getting a haircut tonight. But they asked, what would you like to drink? And I said, I'd like an old fashioned. And my haircutter walked me into the bar area and walked me back with my old fashioned, sat down and gave me a haircut with an old fashioned in my hand. It was a glorious experience.
That's awesome.
That place gets packed too. I mean, it is standing room only. If you don't get a table and reserve it early, good luck.
Or get a haircut, you get a table.
All right. Well, I will recommend a band called Vision of Disorder. They were always lumped into hardcore, like the 90s hardcore, but the interviews that I've read, they would say they're more of a metal band. They were on Roadrunner for a while. And the albums would be a self-titled in 96, and then the follow-up Imprint. And then one of the albums in the catalog is called For the Bleeders. One of the first albums that I really liked where it was crossover vocals where you'd have singing at some point and then the harsh screaming. So it was kind of combining those two together. A lot of energy in that album, Vision of Disorder, the self-titled. Check it out.
I'm just going to remind everybody to go and get the Sebastian Bach album that came out this year, Child Within the Man, at 3.825 shekels.
There you have it. All right, guys. Great seeing you all. And that's a wrap for the show. So thanks for tuning in.
Thank you for listening to the Rock and Roll Dungeon.
See you guys later.
Until next time.
See you later.
See you later.
You ever seen a grown man naked?